Ain't good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep for yourself, bro. Keep your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you. You ain't gonna be able to perform like that forever. We all get old. Father Time is undefeated. Make sure your wallets are fat.
Floyd Mayweather is in a breach. He is officially in a breach. He's been in a breach since the day he went out and said what he said on Saturday, but he's officially in a breach as of yesterday. He has a cure period. There are certain things that he needs to do, and he has multiple breaches, not just one.
Stephen A. Smith has issued a chilling warning to Floyd Mayweather Jr. as whispers of a $100 million Netflix lawsuit tied to a broken Manny Pacquiao fight contract escalate, claiming Floyd is nearly broke and now cornered by mounting legal and financial pressure.
A dangerous man with some money in my pocket, remember that? Well, that money may be going if a recent report by News Nation is true. I'm just so stunned. I'm so stunned. Please, stop the nonsense.
Jazz Mayweather dropped a blunt warning that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could be heading straight into serious legal fallout, revealing that Floyd allegedly signed 3 separate contracts that explicitly locked the bout in as an official fight, but the moment he rebranded it as an exhibition, everything changed. Mayweather claims that single move may have triggered a full-scale contract breach, exposing Floyd to crushing financial penalties and opening the door for aggressive lawsuits from multiple involved parties now ready to act.
So this was never an exhibition. It was never going to be an exhibition. It was never signed as an exhibition. Manny Pacquiao has no interest in doing an exhibition with Floyd. And just for the record, what the public doesn't know, Floyd Mayweather signed not 1, not 2, but 3 different agreements on 3 different dates with 2 different parties that ultimately got intertwined in the month of January. And this is all related to his return to professional boxing. First one was on October 24th. The second one was on November 6th. Third one was on December 14th. He received money for all 3 agreements when he signed them, okay? Not only that, he's taken an advance on his purse on this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, okay, on his fight against Pacquiao. So there's another lender also that's now involved in this, okay? So him saying that it's not at the Sphere, him saying that there's no real fight.
Manny Pacquiao has made it crystal clear he's not interested in exhibitions or staged moments, insisting the only thing he wants is an official rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., as he declares there's unfinished business still lingering between them, a score left unsettled, and doubts that continue to shadow their past encounter. Pacquiao's demands signal something deeper, a burning need to rewrite history, to silence critics, and to prove in a real fight that the story between them was never truly over.
Rematch. Why do you want to re-enter?
I think we need this rematch because of the unfinished business in the first one. Like there's a doubt, like I'm supposedly won the fight, and there's a lot of distraction on the first fight. I got injured my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so that's why I got operated right after the fight. So we need the rematch. So people deserve this.
Manny Pacquiao's promoter, Jazz Matter, revealed in a tense recent interview that a strict April 14th deadline has been set to lock in a fight agreement with Floyd Mayweather Jr., warning that if the situation remains unresolved by that date, the entire bout could collapse without warning, abruptly ending negotiations and shutting down what many believed was a guaranteed showdown.
Breaking news from The Ring magazine. Manny Pacquiao was on the show today, Inside the Ring, and he has announced that tomorrow is the deadline to negotiate and finalize a deal between Mayweather and Pacquiao. If the deal's not reached tomorrow, apparently the fight is off, because of course it is. But let's take a look at this segment, and Manny's going to speak on what's happening.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is the deadline? Obviously, Netflix already announced that you have to... What is the hard deadline to get this resolved?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
14th. End of business day.
End of business tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. As long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity, then they can make him a lot of money. More money than he's made in the last 5.
Jazz Matter revealed that the negotiations are far more complex than they appear, involving multiple powerful parties behind the scenes, including Netflix, but warned that if a final agreement isn't reached in time, the fallout could be explosive, potentially triggering immediate legal action and intensifying the pressure on every side involved to secure the deal before everything spirals out of control.
This is not going to resolve to your liking and Manny's liking by tomorrow, and Netflix's liking. Then legal proceedings will begin.
I guess. Look, that's not directly in our hands or in my hands to speak on. There's many parties involved, but all I can say is we are making headway on it. There is a contract in place, and I think better sense will prevail here. We hope it will.
Let me ask you this.
Why? Always something. Floyd, man, it's always something. Whether it's waiting to the last minute to negotiate. I mean, by the way, he's always done this. He's 4 or 5 weeks before a fight is when he'll sign something and then start training. But especially after his career, right? The weird stuff in Dubai when he was held up and he had to pay those men that he owed money to, the scammy kind of nature he went about the Logan Paul fight where he sold the rights to the fight apparently and Logan saw none of that and then they didn't even fight where they were supposed to, the thing with Deji where he was trying to negotiate glove size and weight and all that like an hour before and held out until Jake Paul was removed from the venue.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has repeatedly pushed back against the criticism, arguing that Manny Pacquiao has no real reason to object to the rematch being labeled an exhibition, insisting the spectacle still represents a massive global opportunity, one that could shatter financial records and deliver the biggest payday in boxing history, while maintaining that regardless of labels or controversy, the rematch remains an undeniably lucrative business move designed to benefit both fighters at their highest level.
Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing. There's a difference. So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely. Absolutely, I will.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly taken aim at Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s growing obsession with post-retirement exhibitions, arguing that while a select few may have made sense financially, the constant return to the ring against non-elite opponents is a dangerous gamble, one that risks slowly eroding the legacy he spent an entire career building, turning what was once untouchable greatness into a narrative now questioned by fans and critics alike.
The greatest boxer, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. When you're that great and you're that elite, no one deserves, not just anyone deserves to be in the ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky III, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
He even went as far as drawing a sharp comparison to LeBron James in debates about preserving long-term sporting greatness, suggesting that while some icons carefully protect their legacy over time, others risk chipping away at it with every questionable move.
It's like, listen, a lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James, all right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
However, it increasingly appears that money has always been the driving force behind Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s decisions from the very beginning of his career, and in a resurfaced interview, Stephen A. Smith pressed him directly, questioning whether his true priority was building an untouchable legacy or maximizing financial gain, and while Floyd firmly defended his sharp business mindset and calculated earnings strategy, Smith and many others walked away convinced that his answers revealed something deeper, a decisive shift away from chasing boxing greatness and toward relentlessly accumulating wealth.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them. But for my
Meanwhile, boxing journalist Lance Pugmire reports that Manny Pacquiao has drawn a hard line in the sand, making it clear he will not move forward with the proposed showdown unless Floyd Mayweather Jr. fully honors every detail of the signed contract, and sources suggest the tension is rapidly escalating behind the scenes, as Pacquiao's camp warns that any attempt to back out or reframe the agreement could ignite serious consequences, including the very real possibility of immediate legal action that would drag the entire deal into a far more dangerous and unpredictable battle outside the ring.
Said he actually signed 2 contracts to fight Floyd back in the day, and it didn't happen. And he said this time when it came around that they were negotiating for this fight that's going to be on Netflix at the Sphere, he said, "I'm not doing anything until Floyd signs. You guys bring me a signed Floyd contract and then I'll sign it." And so that has happened. And so Manny is like, look, it's signed. He knows that this is supposed to be a real fight. He knows that this is going to be at the Sphere on Netflix. Nothing but that is going to take place. If he decides to walk away from it, there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be, I think the way he phrased it was, there's going to be problems. And clearly he's talking about legal maneuvers that would take place against Floyd. And he's calling his bluff. He's like, look, you can either engage in this fight that you have signed for, or I'll see you.
Netflix and other financial backers are now believed to have already pushed out multi-million-dollar advances tied to their fight, tightening an invisible grip around the deal. These alleged payments now spark growing fears around Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial structure, raising darker questions about hidden obligations to lenders and investors that could quietly trap his next move.
He's making some boss moves in terms of the way that he's handling this, it certainly seems. Now, I just want to touch on that problems statement. What does that refer to? Because there's reports I've heard that there's been money given out. Would that have to be recouped? Is there any credence to that there has been money given out already in advance?
Yeah, this is one of those things, guys. I always feel a little bit icky because I haven't seen it myself, right. So I'd rather see things before I talk about it. But I have. They did say that there has been advances that have been made, that Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances, and we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money, that Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so. And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take. And
Jazz Matter claims the timing for a rematch is no longer just ideal but dangerously perfect, arguing boxing has surged back into global spotlight while the collapse of pay-per-view and rise of streaming platforms like Netflix have rewritten the entire economy of mega fights. He says renewed digital audiences, worldwide access, and nostalgia around the first Manny Pacquiao vs. Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight have turned it into an unavoidable global event. According to him, reviving the highest-grossing fight in boxing history would shatter streaming records and redefine how combat sports are consumed in the modern era. With global attention rising and sports entertainment expanding rapidly, he argues that a second showdown between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather makes powerful commercial sense and could become one of the biggest spectacles of the streaming age. He sees it as a global entertainment milestone driven by unstoppable demand in today's streaming era as pressure builds behind closed doors.